Oh, it's a developer logo. Could have sworn that would be the start of the game. The game may contain content that may be sensitive to some people, such as blood, occultism, horror, and flashing lights. But that's sort of folkish music on a windy, dark night in the woods. Certainly sets the mood for the hunt for a legend, doesn't it? Hello everyone, and welcome to KryptaFM. A game which you guys suggested, actually free to play on Steam, in which we join the hunt for a cryptid. At least I believe that's what it's about, so let's try it out. Day 1. Ooh, look at how atmospheric this is. Reminds me of when I was a kid in 2004 and would sit on the computer all night reading about cryptids and ghosts. It gave me the option to play in Polish, so presumably this takes place in Poland. We're 10 minutes past 9 p.m., so I have the pleasure to welcome all the listeners of Radio Bozgrad to yet another broadcast of KryptaFM. My name is Lucas Bartonuk, and I'm going to be your guide through the unknown. Folks, what a day. As I promised, today I'm going to introduce a few tips and tricks to our youngster cryptid hunters. But first, I would like to begin by playing back an intriguing conversation you might have already heard in today's Radio Bozgrad news. Let's listen up. Can you introduce yourself? Farmer. Dear Mr. Dzgr, please tell our listeners what has happened today. Let me tell you, Missy, I've been living here in Gazdarim all my life, and this is the first time witnessing something like this, I swear to God. Something like what? What can I say? I was at home getting ready to wash up because I was about to go to sleep. And then I heard screams, blood-boiling screeching, so I got dressed pretty quickly. Ran out just in my slippers, and there it is. Pulled apart, gutted, lying there. My sweet little goat. Couldn't wrap my head around it. Maybe a wolf did it, I thought? But then I see 2 of my chickens laying there too, torn to pieces. Didn't even take them away, just left them as they were. A wolf would have taken them. I don't know what, but I suspect. Let's not talk about it, and just hope it doesn't come back. You know, Missy, I just wanted to let people know. Let them know to be careful and lock their doors and everything. For me, I don't need to know what it was. Highly unusual, I know. Highly unusual. Gutted animals found in Gazdari village. By our Bozgrad. Let me tell you all, after listening to that conversation, I couldn't focus on anything else today. Of course, we could always use more information, so I'm calling forth all of you. If you live in Gazdari village, or have any knowledge that could help with KryptaFM editorial team's investigation, I strongly encourage you to call us during tomorrow's live broadcast. Or let's also mention another technological novelty. I invite you on the newly established internet forum by KryptaFM, which you can find on our radio's website, www.bozgradfm.pl. Dear youngsters, this is obviously a topic that would best be left to the grown-ups. But now, as I had promised, I have also prepared something for you. I've written down a few tips for a young cryptid hunter, which will surely come in handy while conducting little investigations in your own backyard. Here they are. First of all, you should get yourself a journal in which you will note your findings. Searching for cryptids is only half the cryptozoologist's job. Before going out on your own, you need to know what you're looking for. In such journal, you can note down specific tasks, such as visiting a specific place which you think might be worth investigating. When it comes to ideas for your task list, Our broadcaster forum could be a great source of inspiration. Second rule, stick to the paths. Looking for cryptids is a great way to spend your free time outdoors, but let's remember common sense. When venturing far from your home, remember about having a little map of the area. Marking known paths, points of interest can also be helpful. This way, as long as you stay on the paths, you'll always make your way back home. Third rule, and the most important, always have an adult with you. Your safety and well-being is of utmost importance. Every paranormal investigator or cryptid hunter should know how dangerous their hobby can be. Exploring an abandoned building can lead to injuries. It's easy to sprain an ankle. And our forests are full of nettles and thorny bushes. With a grown-up, you'll always be safe. That's all for today. You'll find this guide in text version online on our KryptaFM forum. My name is Lucas Bartona, and this was KryptaFM. I'll see you all tomorrow at the same time. Happy hunting. So, a goat corpse at the neighbor's house. Dude, I love this so much. A young, aspiring cryptid hunter, bored out here with nothing to do. But the supernatural catches our interest. I talked before about being a kid on online forums reading about this stuff back in the day, but imagine being right at the front line with forests out there to explore for yourself and all these stories swirling about on the radio. They're trying to urge us to be careful, but we're the case they do it for. I love this. I love the... Oh, look, we even got our own camera. I always love a game that is able to capture a specific time and place and mindset. And it's funny how well this Polish kid in the early 2000s experience maps so well onto mine. And it seems like we're the only ones awake at this hour. So, let's get to some research. Oops. Can I use this? There we go, it's F. We got a whole bunch of games, but we need to insert a disk. Can't launch any of these just from the exe. We don't have any wallpapers. What about photos? No, I was wondering if we'd gotten up to this stuff before, but it seems like it's our first time. Welcome to the broadcast's official website. Feel free to join the discussion forum. Okay, of course we gotta read all this. Takes place, September 16th, 2006. Lights over Bazigrad. I wanted to tell you about a story that really happened. So, yesterday evening, my buddy came over to watch a game between stuff, and then it happened. Buddy says to look at the window. All of us know how car lights look like, right? Long headlights. Same kind started to circle above the forest by Bazigrad. And I kid you not, that wasn't a plane. Why? Number one, there were many of those floating objects in one, the same spot. Two, they were reappearing after going down, taking big rounds above the forest. Three, they performed rotational movement with a small diameter. We came out to look. They disappeared and reappeared again, came close and then went far. But that's not all. I rang my dad, who was going back from work, and told him about it. He took a picture of that thing while he was passing by the forest. It's kind of blurry, and I tried to zoom in on it, but you can't see them better. Above the forest, the small orbs. Auntie, who lives near us, also said that she saw those things. Weird case, isn't it? I think it's some UFO technology who came over to investigate. That's why they were circling around for a long time. Authentic story. Oh no. What if someone came to get me? What if some secret agents discovered that I'm a werewolf? Sure, as if anyone will believe that you have any friends. Chocolate312, I would like to remind you about the rules regarding our forum. I don't think those were any alien technologies or whatever. Maybe fireflies? although I don't think you can see them very well during the day. Maybe some trash was flying around in the tornado that reflected the sunlight, or birds with bright feathers. And this guy replies to Chocolate, "My friends from the pits of hell were after you in that forest, but they realize they won't find you there. Still, they're after you." Somehow 0 posts, even though we're looking at one. Location hell. Oh, and here's an admin with 1 post, so that's also interesting. But, dude, I'm having such a nostalgia attack right now. This sort of decentralized, completely informal forum nature of the mid to early 2000s. I mean, it's just a small group of enthusiasts squinting at pixels. I'm really nostalgic for these times because it's when there seemed to be so much more possibility. Like, we were only just all getting connected, and all of us could talk about these things, and yet we didn't really have the means to so easily verify everything. I don't know, it was a really great time for wonder and for enthusiasts of these things. Weird console behavior. My gaming console has been acting weird lately, and I think that some demon might have possessed it. Do you think maybe the government has the ability to connect with our electronics? Because recently I saw an article how they're adding spying devices into our computers so that they could invigilate us. Maybe they're doing it with consoles too? Horrific if they're doing this. I also started to fear that my things might be possessed by spyware. I might need to investigate this more because it's scaring me. Oh hey, it's Chocolate again! Yeah, I think you're possessed and not that console. You're talking out of your butt. Chocolate, I remind you that insulting our users is forbidden. Oh, and here's this guy again. Truth of the matter is, it is I who possessed your devices. The only thing you can do now is to sacrifice your console to me. So, we've got the troll who's a jerk, and we've got the one who likes exploiting paranoid nutjobs. Either way, it's a well-rounded community. I mean, every community back then needed at least one of each. This one's from an admin. How to turn into... So, if you're expecting to find any helpful replies for posts with such a title, then from this day on you'll be met with nothing but disappointment. It's now forbidden to ask how to turn yourself into a vampire, werewolf, mermaid, or whatever else you'll ask. Those are mythical creatures that do not exist in the real world, and no matter how much knowledge from the world you might have, you'll never be able to turn yourself into one. So if any something, your blessings upon us like that come up on the forum again, you'll get a warning and your post will be deleted. You can all go away now. They've even got that fed-up, informal tone that mods would address people in when they were completely sick of having to say things again. Hey, Chocolate's back. You are Lady Freya, Hera Isis, O great Temida? Glory to the admin team of the forum. Lead us through the darkness of our mere lives, us stumbling mortals, to the light and immortal life. Let your knowledge spill onto our minds and let your gifts fall upon us. Ave. Closing the thread now. I'd say Chocolate got the last word in. Yep, they got the feeling. Fact for cryptid hunters. And these seem to be pinned posts. As promised, I posted a guide in text form. First, provide yourself with a journal in which blah blah blah. Okay, this is just a repeat of what we already heard over the radio. Weird observation in Gosdary. I would like to present you the discovery that was made near Gosdary, of which you may have already heard in today's KryptaFM broadcast. The local community began to encounter the remains of bitten animals and slight damage to vegetation. Places where wounded animals were found, one could see strange scratches on trees, broken bushes and branches lying on the ground, as well as trampled grass and smaller vegetation. And there probably wouldn't be anything all that unusual about it, were it not for the eyewitness accounts of Gosdar residents who report encounters with a strange creature that's been seen in the area for some time. It seems to be connected to the mystery of the mutilated animals, as well as the destruction in their vicinity. I immediately point out that nothing happened to any person, but the victims of the creature happened to be farm animals, as Mr. Sweargill said in the news. In contrast, I learned from one of the residents that our mentioned creature moves on 4 legs, and resembles a medium or large dog. It seems to be completely black, with prominent white fangs and an almost glowing pair of eyes that stand out. The creature also supposedly has pointed ears, which can also deceptively resemble horns, so it's difficult to determine what exactly they are. Despite the stature, which can cause fear, the creature is rather emaciated. Some even say that he can be injured or stained with blood of previous victims. It is covered with a thick coat, especially around the head and on the elongated tail. These are incredible information, but I renew my appeal. If you live in Gostery, or you have any information that can help in the investigation, please contact us by phone in tomorrow's live broadcast, or post this information on the forum. Interesting. I really love that it's captured a certain aspect of this, not only the informal nature of it all. In this mindset, it kind of makes it feel, especially to an impressionable kid, like anything is possible. Like all these things are out there, and it's almost immaterial whether it's true or not, because we're sat here listening to the click of the radiator, staring out, thinking we saw something move in the darkness, and just thinking, I want to be the one to expose this. I want to have something that I can bring to this forum and be a hero in that small little community. I mean, it's getting the nuances. I think that's what I love the most. We can raise our camera with right-click. So if we do step outside... Oh, flashlight on and off is Q. Yeah, there's a little control screen right here, which is helpful as soon as you pause. So let's get going. The neighborhood is quiet and still. And I can see the clouds rolling overhead in the streetlights, but there's not a star in the sky, despite our remoteness. Look at that, influenced by online weirdos. We head out into the night, even against the advice of said online weirdos. And we didn't have to go far to find something, a mutilated goat. When you said neighbor, I didn't think you meant right next door neighbor. Okay, maybe we can find something around. I swear I heard something as we stepped into the yard. Sounds like the neighbor's having fun in there. Ooh, we've actually got quite a sprint on us. We are zooming. That's refreshing. But, okay, we'll probably want to document this evidence, right? I can't tell if that police siren is in the game or in real life. So we've done that. Maybe... Ooh. I'm sure our neighbor wouldn't like us doing this, but maybe we can share that picture with the forum? Nope, come on. Now we can see that photo in here. Let's upload it. There we go. And now we go to the internet. It's there in my gallery. So can we post that for ourselves? Oh, that is so annoying, having to scroll all the way up to hit back. Oh, there we go. We have to go into the gallery, and then we can post it. Picture of a dead goat found in Gostery. Hello. Referring to the audition, this is the photo of the dead goat found in the village of Gostery. Ah, look, photo lover 14, experienced hunter. So I guess we already have something of a reputation around here, even though allegedly this just launched, which is presumably why even the admins only have one post each. And yet are talking about having to remove a bunch of posts already? Okay, do we just wait for replies? Ah, now we can get to bed. Day 2. Gotta check if anyone commented on my posts. Yeah, but first we gotta find out if the radio is gonna talk about what we did. I mean, we've just got some clout. It's 10 past 9, and that can only mean one thing. My name is Lucas Bartnick, and you're listening to the KryptaFM broadcast. It's an honor to be your guide through the unknown. Today we'll be taking calls from our listeners. But first, something that many of you have been eagerly awaiting. We have new information regarding the attack on the livestock in Gazdarí near Bazograd. Yesterday on our forum, there were published pictures of the dead goat, which fell victim to a mysterious hunter. I sent those pictures to my veterinarian friend, who will share his expert opinion with us in a few days. A big thank you to PhotoLover14, that's us, for helping in our investigation. I would melt. Our line is open, so please feel free to... Oops, sounds like we got a caller. Oh, and we already have our first call. With whom am I speaking? Victoria. Welcome, Victoria. What brings you to us today? Hello? Miss Victoria? One sec. I'm laying the cards down. Oh, the hanged man. It's wandering, this Gazdarí creature. But what brought it here? You're laying out tarot cards. You're reading tarot? Nothing goes past you, Mr. Lucas. The tower. So what, a tall building? Maybe the radio tower? Mr. Lucas, the cards don't always speak to us bluntly. Ah, my bad. Somewhere in those Gazdarí is a place of power, where that what's earthly connects to what's beyond our perception. These are usually natural spaces, monuments of nature, ancient landmarks. People flock to them, mark them, but to find them, you'll need a direction. The chariot. It means journey, if my memory serves me right. Not every card has to be interpreted, Mr. Lucas. So this place is near the tracks? Hello? Well, thank you, Victoria, for this injection of magical energy. We have another call. Let's see. Hello, hello. Welcome to the air. Who am I speaking with? Hello, Arcadius Shocklock here, from Bazograd. Could this be our troll? Hello, Lucas. I'd like to start with a sincere thank you to the entire editorial team of Radio Bazograd, because you make my evenings very enjoyable. I've always wanted to call and tell you that, and I'm glad I had the opportunity today. We're very happy to hear that, Mr. Arcadius. Greetings from us all. Mr. Lucas, I have a favor to ask of the photographer that you had mentioned, because you see, I have sources here that say that in Gazdarí, there was an uprising in 1863, and the parish priest, when he was burying the insurgents, ordered a cast iron monument to be built, and I can't find anything about this monument. So I'm wondering, does it even exist or not? Could you maybe ask... Can you maybe ask that photographer to take a photo for me of the monument and send it to me by mail? I can give you the address. You know what? Our photographer is one of the users on our forum. And I'm not in direct contact with him, but you can text him. You can text him with this request in a thread on our forum. Well, I just don't know how to do this. Do you have a computer? Oh, it's an old-timer. My son left one behind, but I never used it. What about the internet? I don't know. I don't know such things, really. Okay, Mr. Eric. I have a suggestion. Can I call you after the broadcast? I'll gladly help. I don't want to bother you. Of course not. It's a pleasure. I'll give you a call later, alright? Alright. Then I'll be hearing from you. Take care. And thank you again for the kind words for our editorial team. Alright, I think we have time for one more call. Hello. Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with? Hunter 95. Alright. What are you calling us about? I'll tell you one thing. Smoke over the forest. But I don't know if you're ready for the truth. Is this about Gazdaри? Yes. Smoke over the forest and its source. The truth may surprise you. Of course, if our mysterious photographer is brave enough. I understand, Hunter 95. Is there perhaps an adult with you that I could speak with? Thank you for this very important call. I'm happy that there are so many people involved in our investigation. That's it for today. Thank you very much for being involved. I remind you about our broadcast forum, where you'll find more information about our investigation in Gazdaри. My name is Lucas Bartanuk, and this was KryptaFM. Now I'll excuse myself. I have a call to make. In the meantime, happy hunting. Monument in the cemetery. Place of power in a clearing near the tracks. Source of smoke in the forest. And this time we've got several leads to go investigate, and this is so exciting. It's so cool, and I love how it's capturing the fact that we're a community, but a very disconnected community. Just kind of referencing each other as sources, but very rarely actually speaking directly. So, let's have a look and see if anybody responded. Looks like they did. I didn't expect this. Fantastic. Oh, yeah! Things just got a lot more real. Hang on, is the front door closed? The front door is closed. Oh my god. That thing was gigantic, and it looked a lot like it was grinning. Or baring its teeth. Oh god, imagine if I had gotten a photo of that. I need to be ready at all times. Only thing is that I can't have the camera and the flashlight at the same time. Would I have even been able to see it? The fact that it was tapping the glass makes it seem more intelligent. Like it knows I'm looking for it. Okay, let's see what he said. I didn't expect this. Fantastic photo. Thank you for your help in the investigation. So we can probably confirm what Mr. Julia said. A macabre sight. So I'll pass the photos to my veterinarian friend. His expertise may be useful. But what could have caused something like this? Chupacabra? Fits perfectly. Hunts at night, attacks farm animals, literally sucks goats out. I think this could be it. It's said that the Chupacabra is of extraterrestrial origin, so maybe it's somehow connected to those lights over Bazigrad, which was recently mentioned in the broadcast. It reminds me of how in Pomeranians something similar was prowling, hunting farm animals. I remember because they wrote about it in the newspapers a few years ago. I even have the issue somewhere. I'll look and post it. Edit. Mom used it as a fire starter. Sorry. Yeah, that's the thing about these old forums. It was so anonymous and disconnected from anything else that it was very easy to think of someone as an authority when really they're just some 12-year-old who makes themselves seem that way. Okay? I don't like the energy coming from that photo. There's more going on here than the naked eye can see. Be careful if this is the path you want to continue to follow. If Photo Lover 14 has the guts, then he should go see the smoke in Gazdari Woods. The truth will surprise you. There's that kid again. And that's the thing, you're the one who we know is just a kid. We heard your voice on the radio. But there was just something about you. Something didn't seem right. But by posting that one photo, by taking 2 steps into our yard, we help to make it more real to them, and, well, that in turn stokes their excitement. It really is just people goading and enabling each other. That's how these things worked. Well, I guess no pun intended on the goading. Just like that, in this circle, we are a celebrity, and we're the one that's expected to do something about it. Okay, forum. This is so weird to navigate. Places of power. You must be the other caller. I started looking through the blogs, what they write there about Gozdery, and I thought about this strange creature that appeared here as some kind of demonic entity. Nothing but some kind of emanation, externalization of demonic powers in the form of this creature. Such an entity, maybe some kind of phantom, but in physical form, because somehow he had to get these animals. Anyway, I want to dive more into the subject, and I heard that there's a place of power where the power lines meet, and it seems to me that it might have something to do with the whole situation. It was written that they're supposed to come down somewhere in the forest in a big clearing near Gozdery, and I think it's worth going there and taking photos if there is anything there, because it totally might have some connection to the case. I also heard about this place, and supposedly in this forest you can feel a disturbing aura. Scary. Satanic rituals were supposedly performed in this place. I also heard about it. This just reminds me of something. Since satanic rituals were supposed to be performed there, maybe during the performance of these rituals this creature was summoned, which was sitting hidden somewhere deep in the forest, and now for some reason decided to crawl out of there. Yes, Madazek, it was I who performed those rituals, and that's how you came into existence. Never change, forums. So as with all these things, it's muddied by a whole lot of different ideas, people just sharing their pet theories. Here's Hunter95 again talking about the smoke in the forest. I see that you're conducting some investigation in Gozdery, and I'll tell you that I saw smoke over the forest somewhere behind the mayor's house. The truth will surprise you, ha ha ha. Maybe this is the place where the aliens crashed, and this being is some animal of theirs that escaped them. Shocklick, what are you up to? I know I have problems with spelling, as the administration constantly reminds me. But you, Hunter95, just write terribly. Well, y'all kinda do. There's a million retakes because I'm tripping over you constantly. I remind you about spelling correctly on the forum. Okie dokie, well, have fun enforcing that. Don't worry, it's only a few more years until all of you just give up. Crass. Have you seen the CR ranking this year? So flipping stupid, Poles can't even afford to buy a proper car. Like, seriously, most are driving around in Fabias, haha, and this Renault on 10th place? Embarrassing. And have you seen the top crass plebiscite? Alfa Romeo 1, y'all are stupid. Honda on 7th, Fiat on 5th. What a failure. Lol, good that BMW was odd-tiered. It should have won, though. Hunter95, what are you even saying? Alfa Romeo is an absolute top dog. You have no idea what you're talking about. Trains are still a far more superior way of transportation. This is not a forum-related topic. Closing the thread. I am tying my mouth into knots trying to keep up with this game. How to start with tarot cards. Hi! I wanted to share a few tips for reading tarot cards in case you were interested. I've been a reader for a few years myself, and I have plenty of knowledge already. A tarot deck normally has 78 cards. It splits between minor and major arcana. Yeah, I know, I just played Who's Lila. If you're just starting, then I would recommend beginning with the major arcana, to get to know them while choosing your deck. Your personal connection with it is important. If it was gifted by someone special, it has a specific power and bond to it. The intention is always important. The cards have their own power and intention, so bond with them is utmost important, because they can twist your wish against you, which we don't want. Fortune tellers from the TV are scammers, and you never know about their intentions. You don't have any bond with them, so you never know if using their services won't do you any harm. A ritual should be done in space we feel safe. Do not do rituals when we're sick or just feel unwell, because the cards can use this bad energy. It's always helpful to cleanse the space you perform a ritual in, but remember, never use white sage. It's an endangered plant and a part of practice, and we do not want to destroy our environment. You can use any other incense you like. What you should never do is to ask questions about death, pregnancy, other people, and what might go wrong in the future. We do not just ask simple yes or no questions. Tarot is our advice giver. It does not foresee the future. It's a higher form of manifestation. And to fulfill what they said, you have to work on achieving it yourself. It will not happen by itself. It's best to start asking about positive things, like what will happen in my career life. To read someone else's cards, you should never do it in the presence of other people. There should be only the person who gets their tarot read and the reader in the room. If you have any questions, let me know and I'll gladly answer. Bye! Can you combine bone divination with cards? And can you change the location for reading tarot next time? So happy you made this post, oh my gosh. Yes and yes. You can combine 2 divination methods, and you can also move your reading spot. Thanks so much. You really have quite the knowledge on this topic. I've been reading tarot myself for a long time, and I have to say that I'm happy there are still people who practice it and are eager to collect the proper knowledge. Holy F, the bunch of nonsense you girls believe in. Chocolate, I'd like to ask you to be respectful towards the users and their spiritual and religious beliefs. Okay. Don't tell me what to do, Missy. So is Missy just like a Polish thing, or what? Insurgent Monument. Okay, we need to know where to find this thing. Arcadius! Oh, hey. I guess you did figure it out. Good morning. Mr. Lucas helped me set up an account on the forum, so I'm writing here with a request I had during the broadcast to that person who takes the photographs that Mr. Lucas mentioned to take pictures of the monument. It's supposed to be located in the cemetery near the village. It reminds me of that parish church in the Blessed Virgin Mary in Bosgorod there. Should be records about this monument, if you would like to learn more about it. Maybe this creature that appeared in Gosdery crawled out of the graves in the cemetery. Priests, churches. Huh. Let's end this topic. I would love to go. Unfortunately, I don't have anyone to help me get there, but thanks for the information. Well, I'm happy to help. I mean, it just goes to show that stuff like this attracts all kinds. That's what it used to feel like on forums, like you had no idea who these people were, you were just united by a common interest, but people would come from all over. It's really bittersweet, because these days the spaces these conversations take place in are a lot more centralized, and therefore a lot more crowded. And you would think that would be a good thing because you have more people talking about these really specific interests, but what that means is that it's not as open as it used to be. It tends to be a lot more heavily moderated. It tends to be a lot more sterile, with only the most popular opinions getting pushed to the top and everything else getting buried. It's just less open. It's less out there. And there's a lot less community to it, too. Like, you don't get to know any of these people, even with all these sources of information being shared and everyone posting their own things. It just feels less real. I don't know, I'll always miss it. But here and now, we had the opportunity to go see for ourselves what's out there. And I suppose nothing can ever take that away from us. Wait, I just got the achievement, were you born in a barn? Leave the house without closing the door behind you. Excuse me? I did! Oh, come on, the one time I actually remember, the game calls me on not doing it. Okay. So it seems like we actually have the run of the place to explore the town on this dark, starless night. Lights are on, folks are enjoying dinner or relaxing after work. And here we are with a mission, thinking about how famous we're going to become. Even after seeing that thing, we won't be deterred. And we're definitely going to want to get moving because this is a long walk. How do we bring out our journal? In order to do that, we press J. Monument in the cemetery. Clearing near the tracks. The source of the smoke in the forest. I also really appreciate that the only music we've heard has been over the radio itself. The radio being a source of comfort for us, understanding, of being with like-minded people. I think that's that smoke in the distance. I mean, you can feel the excitement whenever that broadcast comes on. Like, you can tell this is the moment we live for every night at the same time. Sort of reminds me of when Ghost Hunters used to come on, but no. I'm gonna save the smoke in the forest for last. But as I was saying, we had music during the broadcast to hype us up and get us ready to go hunt some cryptids. But as soon as that's gone, we're left with the ambiance of our room, and when we step outside, the sound of the gentle breeze overhead and our footsteps on the gravel path. And that's kind of when the reality sets in that we are out here all alone, in the truly dark darkness with whatever that thing was. We are now in leaving Gazdarí. But where is that cemetery? Hang on. Clearing near the tracks, monument in the cemetery. There must be something down this way. I do appreciate that it's allowing us to actually explore on our own. Well, one of the main rules we were warned of was to stay on the path, so I will take that advice. What's this? Some kind of shrine? Hang on, can we take a photo? I don't think that's anything. I think it plays a sound normally. Wow, we really are all alone out here. Every once in a while, the fog comes low, and I'm able to see the silhouettes of those trees. Reminding me that I really can't see very much of what's around me at all. Wait. You said the intersection of the power lines, right? It's really awkward to juggle all this stuff, because like everything you want to do with it is a different button. Wow, we are really in the middle of nowhere now. Those streetlights fading into the background. Oh, I don't like this. And at the same time, I really, really like this. I would never have been brave enough to go out on my own like this as a kid, but I certainly would fantasize about the thought. Wait, I think I can see something ahead. There's just a slight little glimmer. Oh my, it is truly pitch black out here. Huh. Looks like an old abandoned building. I don't think anyone remembers the code to the lock, and without it I won't be able to enter. Oh, come on, you can hop that. Guess I'm running all the way back then. Alright. In that case, let's head towards the smoke. It's the last item on our list, but we are being guided in. This definitely counts as going off the path, though. Look at that. There's a light at the base of the smoke, which makes sense since smoke generally comes from fire and all, but you know what I mean. There's something over there. And a truck taking off? Was there somebody here before me? This feels a lot like going off the path. I think I just heard something move. But I'm not seeing any evidence of anything more than people out enjoying a campfire at night. So, there we go. There is still more to be found, though. Is this the path that that vehicle took to get out of here? Maybe we can follow them. Perhaps there's a forest cabin or something? Honestly, I'm only going this way because I have no idea even the first thing about where to search for the other things. God, you get so excited chasing after a lead that you don't even notice until you're there that you've really stranded yourself and left yourself all alone. And every step you've taken to get here is another step you'll have to go back, and that's if you don't just get yourself lost. Wow, this is really taking us out here. Is this a bunker? I'd rather not go in there if I don't have to take any photos. Maybe you'd rather not. Excuse me, I'm the player and you do what I want. You're telling me we can do some urbex out here on this cryptid hunt? And you're saying no? Maybe it's all for later. This looks like it must come up from inside. Definitely remnants from World War II. But okay, I guess we're making our way back now. Oh, hey, look at that. I ended up following the wrong path out of the woods, and we ended up right back here. So things do connect. Well, it's a literal place of power, right? There's a path through here. I wonder where that leads. I mean, it's just right between some houses. Worried we could be traveling a while. Oh, this is a bumpy dirt road, so much worse than the one we took out of town. And I can see those dead branches hanging high above us. A fence. Here's the cemetery. And oh, I was just gonna say, look, we can see the lights of the town in the distance. Just think, there's a person under each of these stones, just alone here in the pitch darkness until someone comes along. Do you get the impression they're angry at interrupting their rest? Okay, now, allegedly there should be a monument here somewhere. Look, some of them have been here so long that the base of the tree is growing around them. And I guess this is the way this game's graphics represent being all overgrown with vines. Alright, thankfully the graveyard itself isn't too big. But there is a chapel in the back. Or maybe some kind of mausoleum. At least the town lights are of some comfort to me. This doesn't seem to be open on any side. Thing is, I don't even know what exactly I'm looking for. I mean, you say a monument, but aren't these technically all monuments? There's some really big trees as well. But it doesn't seem like anyone really takes care of it. I mean, imagine that, an abandoned graveyard. Not that it's a rare thing, just sad. And a bit eerie. Actually, in this moment, a lot eerie. Could this be it? I mean, one of these things is not like the others. There we go. So it is real. Well, our old-timer fellow hobbyist will be happy. Still, I've heard a strange noise at each of these two places so far. So where next? They said a clearing near the tracks, and there is one other road out of town. So let's try that. Look, now that we're on our way back, I realize we're not even too far away, but even like 10 steps down this dirt road, it was like we might as well be on the dark side of the moon. Okay. We're back. We're back. The lamppost is base. There we go. No evil cryptid can get us here. It's the rules. And right back into the thick of it. I mean, just imagine what it must be like for someone like this right now. We are absolutely terrified, even though nothing much has really happened beyond the heart attack we got at our own window. But little things keep adding up, and yet we're driven forward by the approval of these random internet weirdos, and by the fact that it feels like we're actually solving mysteries. Especially to our mind, like, is there anything really all that crazy about finding a campfire in the woods, about a monument in a graveyard? No. But in our world, we're finding the truth. We're dispelling myths. It's exciting, especially in a place like this where not much happens. We have been running for quite a while. Oh, the road is blocked, and there's an invisible wall even before the tree, so lots of devilry at work. Alright, well, let's worry right now about just uploading our photos. If we get onto here, we can upload our photos of the campfire and of the monument. There we go. Although it's probably not going to matter until we're fully finished. It says where the power lines meet, so we are looking in the right place, but it says in a big clearing. I have not seen said clearing. But once more, we gotta go out there. I just like how everyone works off of each other in this. Like, I'm the guy who goes out and gets that material, while everyone else gives me leads to follow and kind of speculates on what I bring back. Oh, we can interact with it! Sort of. Why would we do that? We actually do have a map, and according to this, the train station is right down this way. So that doesn't really help me. It also says that there's something in the woods over there. Okay, to me that is not by any of the words that you use to describe the location, so it's not near power lines, it's not really particularly near the tracks. Thing is, we really are going off into the unknown here. So we want to make sure that we have our approximate entrance pretty locked down. So right now we are facing directly away from the village's head. So if we go down more in that direction, slightly more to the southwest, then we'll find it. Oh, there is something of a path, but it's very ill-defined. Okay, it's a little bit more clear now. I really enjoy how much of this game is dedicated to just the journey, though. To the atmosphere. Not only of actually hunting for these cryptids, but of being part of this community. Which means that a lot of that time is spent in our room, just kind of listening to the radio, starry-eyed. That's an interesting looking tree. It seems to glow against the night sky. And I can hear something too, like a choir that stops as soon as I focus on it. I think this might be it. There we go. Wait, but now you've uncrossed the monument in the cemetery? Wait, no, get the picture of this. Are you gonna make me go back? It won't let me take any more pictures of that monument, so hopefully it hasn't bugged out and will give us what we need. So, let's go become internet famous. My gallery. We can also upload it from here. We just need the tree, I think. And now we just have to post. I managed to find this in the woods, as in the photo. Nope, come on. I'm posting this photo of the monument that Mr. Arik asked for. And Vicusia, I managed to find that place of power, and it turned out to be a huge tree in the middle of a clearing in the forest. Of course, I'm posting the pictures. Right. Should be all we need. Day 3. We're 10 minutes past 9 p.m. My name is Lucas Bartanuk, and I welcome you all to the KryptaFM broadcast on Radio Bazagrad. As always, I'll be your guide through the unknown. My dear hunters, I'd like to start by thanking our wonderful community, that is, all of you, for our great commitment to the Cryptid's case. Thanks to your recent activity on our online forum, we were able to speed up our investigation process. I'm still waiting for an expert analysis from the veterinarian in regards to the picture of the bitten goat, but it seems like it didn't hold. It seems like it didn't hold you back from exploring some more. On the forum, among other things, a photo of an old monument commemorating the uprising, which reached its finale in the Gosdari Forest, was posted. Our dear Mr. Arca asked for us to use it as... Guy asked for it as he... Oh my god, I'm not getting to read this. Hang on. And he asked to pass along his thanks for the help. I think that his gratitude is well expressed by the multiple phone calls we've received from him. And as far as I know, he already has a lot more assignments. For history fans, greetings to Mr. Arik. One of the stranger forum topics today, which, to be honest, I did not expect to continue, was the alleged place of power, suggested in the previous broadcast by one of our listeners, Victoria. User PhotoLover14 not only went out and found it, but also managed to take pictures. It turned out to be an old tree, on which there were drawn pentagrams. According to the forum members, it might indicate some Satanist activity, which is supposed to have its main point in the depths of Gosdry Forest. More intel available on the forum. And of course, I'd like to touch on another topic. My dear hunters, please try to adhere to the netiquette while using our site. Remember that behind each monitor there's another human being. That's it for today, guys. All the mentioned discussions can be found on our forum, on the Radio Bosgrad website. Thank you all for your engagement. My name is Lucas Bardenuk, and this was KryptaFM. Until next time. See, that is my great aspiration, is to become an Art Bell type. Ooh, I just got jump scared by my own flashlight. Something at the train station. Village head's damaged car. Something in the bunker. This is cool. It's not just about the cryptid, although I do wonder if we haven't seen the last of it. We're solving all these mysteries, although how connected they are remains to be seen. We have our job, but we also have to go hear from our people. Even through the screen, I can feel the aura flowing from it. I absolutely must go there someday and see it with my own eyes, but certainly not in the dark. Lucusia, be careful when you go there, and be sure to write me later about that tree. You're a funny boogeyman. Ooh, the ghost from that tree will catch you. Probably some children went there to play rituals, and you're so scared. Hunter 95, I would not underestimate such topics. There are things you have no idea about. I would like to remind you about correct spelling. Hunter 95, you are such a daredevil. Then you may end up as a victim in my next ritual performed under this tree. B is outrageous. You get a warning for inserting such threats. I managed to find information about this tree. Turns out that indeed there once was supposedly a satanic cult in Gosdry, and they were the ones who left the signs behind. Whether this is true, and whether they weren't just some people making a joke about it, I don't know. Well, then that's not really finding information, is it? Anyway, if none of these buttons do the things they should do... Okay, picture from the woods? You probably peed your pants, haha. Hunter 95, I am reminding you about proper etiquette and spelling. Other than that, not much to say about it. And the Uprising Monument. PhotoLover14, thank you very much for the photo. Very nicely done photograph. Look, he even signs it with his own name. Very disturbing are the auras that pour from the photos connected to this case. Blood-curdling. I went to see those parish records I wrote about under Mr. Arek's post, and definitely the information I found out about what was going on with this monument is disturbing. And yet you do not share, thanks a lot. Oh, look at that, my collection of miniature tanks. Hello. I wanted to share a picture of my miniature tanks that I'm building, but I've come to realize that I'm not able to upload pictures to the post. Dear Mr. Chocolate, can you ring me in your free time? I'll gladly explain how to do it. So there they are, just helping out an old-timer. That is so nice. Even if it's not necessarily on topic. And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, on a subreddit about this topic, this guy would just get downvoted and no responses. But here, he's part of the community. Even the trolls are tolerated to some extent. But it looks like now we're getting into some deep mysteries. Such as with the train station. I bet that's what we saw at the end of the road behind the fence. Dear all, I have remembered that there is an abandoned train station in Gosdry. As far as I know, it's out of service completely. But I think that going there would be worth a while. I should still remember the code to the lock that hangs from the gate. So if anyone would be interested in going there, I'll contact you and share the code with you. My only request would be taking any photographs and upload them in a post. And I would just like to add that the discussions on this forum are very interesting. I've also heard about this place. There were also rumors going around that it might be haunted because people who were near the area heard weird sounds coming from the empty building. I think it was probably just wild animals, though. It was a few years ago, but in my opinion, it would be worth it to go check it out, just like Mr. Chocolate said. What a shame that they closed it. Probably served people well during the time of its glory. Look at this. We're going to be doing Urbex and investigating a ghost story at night. And we've got a primary source to help us out with information. You had the code. Crashed car. If the smarty pants behind all the pictures feels brave enough, I know something about a car in a backyard in Gosstory, and can ensure a first-degree meeting with it to take pictures. Maybe it has something to do with your investigation. Yeah, and what about this car? Cryptid rolled into Gosstory and crashed it? Spooky. Maybe the head of the village ran some animal over and threw the corpse into a septic tank. That's why it got stuffed up, and now to cover it up, he's angry that the tank got clogged. That's my theory. I remind everyone about proper grammar and not making fun of this community. 195, I've noticed that you like to joke about some people who are active on here because it's their passion that they're pursuing. I don't know if you realize, but it's not nice when someone makes fun of your hobby that you love. Okay, sorry, I'll be nicer next time. I hope so. Being nice to people isn't as hard as you may think. This right here is an anomaly. Honestly, we should be screenshotting this, but there is one more, and it's about the bunker we happened upon on our own. Mysterious bunker. I saw the pictures of that ominous tree that got posted on the forum, and this place feels just as mysterious as I imagined when reading it. There's a bunker near Gosstory next to one of the paths. A bunker-like bunker. Ooh, it's shaped like itself. Someplace to hide. And that's not interesting, but I thought about it for a second, and since there are so many weird things happening in Gosstory, maybe checking this place could be worth a while? Because you never know what can be there. Ever since that cryptid appeared, things have been... I was there once, but I couldn't find anything suspicious. But it was a few years ago. Maybe something changed? I've read once about this place in the Bozigrad Museum's archive. Apparently, terrible things were happening there, although there were no details mentioning anything interesting. So where are you getting this information from? What are you quoting? I think it could have had something to do with post-war happenings. Yep, have to overthink everything. This bunker has nothing to do with this case. Only thing that was happening there was me shooting fake guns with my friends. You're all local. Ooh, and we do have mail. Maybe he shot us over the code? Yes, yes, yes. I have a feeling that you'll want to go take photos of this bunker I posted about, so I have a tip for you on how to find it. After you reach the transformer, you need to continue following the boulders. Try not to get lost there, because the bunker is off the path. Thank you very much, already found it. You are so brave. You walk around taking those photos, so I have a job for you. I know that next to the village's head house is a car with a dent in the front, and weird marks. If you're brave enough, I can open the gate for you so you can take a few pictures. I have my ways to solve the gate problem. Are you like the mayor's son or something? And the padlock code. Good evening. I know that you document evidence about the cryptid from Gosstory. Could I ask you to take a few photos of the abandoned train station? The padlock code is 7204. I wish you success in taking those photos. Always happy to help. Alright, we have our mission. We'll probably head to the train station last at this rate. Although, the bunker feels more ominous. Dude, I feel so excited every time I step out that door to go look for stuff. I mean, it may seem like a small thing, but having most of this take place in our room, getting our marching orders from an internet forum with recognizable characters, it is so huge in capturing the feeling. Like, not only does it have the excitement of us actually going out there and seeing these things for ourselves, it's also got the community focus, and it's got the fact that most of our time is spent just sitting here, jumping at shadows and noises in our own room. And each of these could carry its own game, but the fact that they've chosen to combine all of these elements, it's like a realistic depiction of what it was like, and the wish fulfillment version all in one. And I like that it's actually keeping it fairly grounded. Like, the craziest thing was whatever we saw outside our window. But actually, with the tapping on the glass, is it possible that somebody was actually just messing with us? Maybe that Hunter 95 kid? I mean, they are our neighbor after all. In keeping it grounded, it's helping to keep it relatable, while still being nevertheless scary. Some of these really are just relics of the past being creepy. Sometimes it really is just nothing. And others are a little bit more in the ambiguous category. I mean, we can't really convey it with photos, but we did hear something at the tree last night. Well, Hunter 95 did his part. Now let's just hope we don't get shot, because we are trespassing on your property while holding a big old flashlight shining it through your windows. The car there. That is a blood stain. It looks like you hit something. Am I gonna get in trouble for this when it's posted online? Feels like I might. Anything else around here? Because, I mean, we've had a lot of fun with cryptids and ghosts, but this could be something a lot more serious. I mean, maybe you hit an animal, or maybe there's someone on the side of the road somewhere who needs help. Sounds like some kind of fox. I also like that they've included ambient sounds like that aren't part of the regular soundscape, just something to catch you off guard, put you off your game a little bit. Have we passed the box? This feels like a much longer walk than I remember. Nope, here we are. Okay, that wasn't a fox. In fact, I don't know what that is, and I feel like I'm being watched now. Can we mess with you? No. Okay, let's get off the road then. The thing is, now that that's happened, it just kind of has to sit with me for a little while. The whole rest of the night will be informed by the fact that I heard that. It sort of sounded like the squeaking of old metal. Or like the cry of some demonic creature summoned by a ritual, who knows? The ambiguity is the appeal. You know, when you come from a well-lit area, you tend to think of the light being at your back, but the moment you turn around, you kind of tend to really feel the isolation when you realize that it truly is darkness all around you. We must be getting close soon. They told us to follow the boulders, and here we are. Well, let's go. Oh, it is so cramped. Feels like a tomb. I think I hear something. Like something being kicked around. I mean, it's not like we're the first to discover it. 2 users of the forum had been here a while back. And here's evidence of rituals, although, you know, doesn't rule out edgy kids. That's a bit of a creepy sight. but once again, doesn't rule out edgy kids. Okay, what angle do we want? We have to leave ourselves in total darkness waiting for the flash. There we go. Let's make sure we get full documentation. It's real quiet in here. I don't know if I like that. The fact that it was so uneventful. Dude, it is so cool how true that was to the experience of Urbex. Finding it, shining a light on it in the dark, and finding it so foreboding. We step inside, slowly creeping down the halls, find something weird, although not necessarily supernatural. Then we just kind of sit there for a little bit, take some photos, take in the atmosphere, and head out. Having gotten used to the location, oddly enough. But if the other night is anything to go by, it's kind of a long trek down to the train station, which is partly why I saved it for last. When exploring, it's always interesting hitting 2 locations in one day. Places close by, maybe with completely different purposes and a very different history, but they're connected by you visiting them. You can see lights on ahead. So here we are. I'm not sure if those were on the other night. Was it 7204, I think? It doesn't matter. Look at me staring at that as if I'm going to somehow understand what it says. Since it's not translated for English, I would imagine it's not important. I wonder if we can actually walk the tracks a decent ways. Man, how does a train station come to be abandoned? Is our town really that unimportant? The rumor was that people could hear sounds coming from inside the station. That's like a snarl or a growl, but there's a tent in there, or some kind of shelter. Well, there we go. I would hardly call that busted. No, are we really not going to step inside? Come on, you quit way too easily, even if that is something of an answer. I guess we're not willing to go above and beyond. But still, that sound, at first it just sounded like a breath. Oh well, at least we have something to report. Now we've got to head back. Actually, I can't. I need to see how far these tracks will go. Not very far. Okay. I mean, with how open this map is, there's actually a lot of opportunity to hide Easter eggs and such. You could make a full game out of this, just a small town and all of its secrets in the surrounding area. I return home a hero. They're gonna love this stuff I found. Okay. Back to here. Photos, and we can upload whatever kind of shelter this is. I don't know if that's a homeless tent or some kind of animal lair. We can upload this. Presumably only one will count. I know it's just the angle, but that little shadow around the corner I feel like would elicit some discussion. I certainly noticed it. And you. This is probably the most substantial one. Let's post you there. And you. And you. And that's probably enough to go to bed, right? Day 4. It's 10 past 9 p.m. again. My name is Lucas Bardenuk, and this is KryptaFM, now airing on Radio Bazagrad. You alright? My dear hunters, I barely made it to the studio today. I've had a few places to visit, and I think that when I tell you what intel I've gathered, you won't hold it against me. Well then. Together with the authorities, we managed to solve the mystery of Gosdary's cryptid. Without me? I'd like to emphasize that today's broadcast... Wait. Power's out. Wait. And this says card corrupted. We won't be able to take any more pictures. I was gonna read those posts I made today. I think the whole village is cut out. I have to go and check if the transformer itself needs to be reset. Are you kidding me? What am I, an electrician? Oh no, and now our flashlight's cutting out. I don't think I need to check anything. I can't see anything. Oh no. Is that really how you want me to navigate? By flash? I mean, we can get this pretty close to continuous. The capacitors in this thing are extremely impressive. I just heard something out there. It sounded like a groan. You're absolutely sure we can't use the flashlight? No, something's definitely out here. Something's definitely out here. Why are we not just turning tail and going back right now? That sounded more like a normal animal. I mean, not that I really want to be out here with it. We've got to be close now. There's the boulders to the bunker. Right here. Come on. Hello? And now we make our way back, right? Easy peasy? Oh my god, that was tense. Alright, run, run, run. There's still time for something to grab us out of the woods, and we would never be seen again. Also, if that was that easy to fix, then that means that someone did this. Something intelligent. And actually, given that car, I'm actually kind of suspicious of the town head. I mean, whatever that means. Is that like a mayor? Alright, let's do some reading. First of all, about the train station. Here are the photos requested by Mr. Eric. I look at this abandoned station with sadness. Back when it was functioning, it certainly was very beautiful. An amazing discovery. It can bring us much closer to the truth. Photo Lover 14, thank you so much for the photo. It's true that the station used to look amazing, although it may be hard to believe, judging by the photographs. Well, at least we were able to give you some nostalgia. Now for the bunker. Got to the bunker in the woods, and these are the photos I managed to take. Who let you break into my home, mortal? You probably didn't even knock, huh? Well, there was no door. Beast, I knew that you probably live in some dumpster hole, but I didn't expect that it's this bad. Each time I see that bunker, it gives me chills. I wonder what tragic events happened there about what Charlatan wrote. Terrifying. What if aliens are hiding in that vault which don't want to be found? Maybe they sent the cryptid to Gosstory, so that nobody would discover that they hide there. And the matter of the car. I managed to find the car about which Hunter94 wrote, and here are the photos. Bravo, honestly, you impressed me a bit, but you're probably too dumb to solve this mystery. Well, I guess you didn't learn much. These photos only confirm my suspicions, that this cryptid had to drive this car to Gosstory. I wonder how he was able to drive. Maybe the observer can explain to us that it's an alien. Hunter95, I remind you to be respectful to forum users. Are you kidding me? I give you gold and this bickering is all you guys got? Cryptid mystery solved? Okay, well, at least here we have the transcription of the broadcast. And that'll be a lot easier to read, if nothing else. Dear KryptaFM listeners and forum users, I am pleased to announce that we have solved the mystery of the Beast of Gosstory. If you're not sitting, you better sit down, because I have some incredible news to tell you. But unfortunately, it may be quite sad. I am writing this immediately after confirming the information I received today before 7 a.m. from one of the residents of Gosstory. When she left the house after waking up, she noticed that in the corner of her property, under the fence, a creature that seemed to be injured was sleeping, laying down. The lady who provided me with this information prefers to remain anonymous, but here's what I learned from her. She doesn't keep any animals, so she was very surprised when she saw this creature. She carefully approached it, making sure that she would not scare the creature, and that she would remain safe. And when she was close enough to take a closer look, she realized that it was a dog that closely resembled the described cryptid whose mysterious appearance in the village we were investigating. Of course, after she contacted me, she asked for help for the animal, because unfortunately she was unable to provide it herself. And at this moment, my friend, a veterinarian who provided us with an expert opinion on the bitten goat, is heading to Gosstory to check whether the dog needs medical help. He will return with him to Bosgorod, where he will be able to examine the animal. We hope that in today's broadcast we will be able to provide you with more information about the condition of the found dog. After he undergoes tests and receives the help he certainly requires, we will try to find him a new home, because it seems he was abandoned by someone. Poor guy was looking for a new place to live, finding temporary shelter at the railway station in Gosstory. He probably attacked animals out of hunger, because it's obvious that he's emaciated, and certainly the person who decides to adopt him will have to provide him with an appropriate diet that will restore him to full strength, and he will have to be under the constant supervision of a vet who will monitor his health. Unfortunately, my friend who will initially examine him will not be able to deal with the issue, so we also need to find someone who will be able to do this. That's all from me, but for now, I hope to hear from you on the show tonight. Oh, so our monster turned out to be something very easily explainable. But from lack of information, much like seeing branches hanging low in our flashlight, we were only able to see pieces of what was around us, and it made things seem scarier than they were. This thing was probably terrified the whole time. Oh, poor thing. Who could have abandoned such a little pup? Humans are cruel sometimes. I'll gladly adopt him and make sure he's well taken care of, because he deserves it. And think about it, you'll be the proud owner of the Beast of Gosstory. Oh my gosh, how sad. It's good that the doggy is in good hands now. Bakusia, if you adopt him, you'll have to send me pics ASAP. I even have an idea to name him. Burek. What do you think? Mr. Bardenuk, I'm very happy that this incident is now cleared. Poor thing probably went through a lot and had to be desperate to attack all those animals. It's good that he's in good hands and is receiving help. Bakusia, I think that you'll be a great person to take care of Burek. In case you need any tips or vet recommendation in Bosgorod, please contact me. Everyone was so excited about a cryptid, and it was just a dog. I mean, to some that might be a disappointment, but if anything, that's exciting. I mean, we actually got a real answer, and in the end, it did some real good, just because all these people were interested enough to pursue it. We actually found the monster and gave it a chance at a life. And honestly, what is a monster if not just an unknown? I mean, imagine seeing... I talk about this all the time, but imagine seeing an elephant for the first time. What would you call it? All a cryptid is an animal we haven't named yet, and now this one has one. And you know what this is making me realize? Conversations don't actually happen on the internet anymore. There's arguing and there's quips and stupid jokes. But stuff like this you so rarely actually see. I really do miss the forum format. But that still leaves the question of who killed the power. So there we have it. The mayor must have hit that dog with his car by accident. Unable to catch its usual prey due to its injury, it resorts to going after domestic animals in yards, and took shelter in the train station where nobody goes. Look at that, we saw multiple mysteries in one, and it's all because this community came together and kind of combined their experiences to create a complete picture. But now the question is, what do we do? Just go to bed? I guess. I'm so honored to introduce our very special guest in this segment, Mrs. Franziska, ex-guitarist from the band Motoil, which ended its career in 1999. I would like you, dear listeners, to introduce her solo debut after years of hiatus. What tempted you to come back to the music scene? And why now? After we had to disband under circumstances we couldn't really influence, I still missed making music, which has always made up a huge chunk of my life. For 7 years, I haven't been able to lead those amazing experiences with other artists of Motoil in the past. I've tried to make music by myself, but I was never really happy with the end results. I always came back to a track I composed a while before even creating the band. It was supposed to open our first album, but it never made it on the track list. A few weeks ago, as I was again playing it, my husband suggested that I should record it, just for myself. I wasn't too convinced at first, but with time, I thought it wasn't that bad of an idea, you know? And I did it. And when I was able to listen to the recording, I felt like that was it, you know? Like this was something I was looking for. It took me too long to find myself anew, especially as an artist. That's such a lovely story. Do you have any plans for your solo career? I don't really have an influence on what my life brings me, but I understood that I can use all my experience I've gained throughout my life. I've learned to not define myself again, and that I should accept the past. I don't want to commit to anything when it comes to my art. I want to leave myself space for it to enjoy what is now. And one of those things is this song which I've released. Would you like to invite the public to give your song a listen? Dear listeners of the Radio Buzzgrad, I feel so honored to introduce you to my new song, Memories, Goodbyes, and Comebacks, which you can check out just now. So that was KryptaFM, and that was absolutely wonderful. It was a grounded, relatable, nostalgic horror experience. Keep in mind, all of this provided completely for free. It was creepy, but it was creepy in the way that we ourselves actually experienced. Putting stories in our head from people on the forums who we had no idea of, like, anyone's individual validity. And in the end, just coming together with a like-minded community to explore the mysteries right outside our window. This is a beautiful work of art of the game, and there's just so much love and care put into it. And it's in a specific time and place, but it's not specific to that time and place. It's something that manages to be relatable because of that connection that we all share. I mean, it fully immerses us in the time we spend sitting in our room listening to the radio, the time we spend talking online and sharing ideas and photos. And there's a huge variety in the experience of actually going outside, walking down our street at night under the lights, going out into the woods, into the bunker. It's just all about these small town rumors and what's going on in our own backyard. There's so many different ideas being explored here, but it's all united in the element of mystery and the love of mysteries. In the end, it's not about the answers, it's about the hunt and the way we're kind of brought together by that hunt. The early 2000s were a perfect time to experience that on forums, but, well, there's no reason we can't do it now ourselves, right? No, we still have the opportunity to check the forum. Hunts. Hunter 95, are you getting out there yourself? I have to admit that hunting cryptids isn't as bad as I thought. Thanks, Photo Lover, for getting me into this. No biggie. Can't wait for more outings together. Oh, we've gotten together! It's good to see that thanks to Gosduri's cryptid incident, someone got interested in cryptozoology. Look at that, we have a whole web redemption story. Historical reenactment. Wait, come on. Dear Mr. Bartanuk, thank you so much for teaching me how to use a computer. I was able to meet a new friend online on one of the historical forums, and we were able to go on our first historical reenactment together. I'm very grateful that you showed me everything, that you had the patience to explain things to an old man like me. Here, a picture with me and Stasek. Aww. It was a pleasure on my side to help you understand how to use the forum. If you ever have more questions, you know where to call. It's great to see you in such good shape, Mr. Chocolok. You seem very happy about the trip. Please, greet your friend in the Reconstructionist group from Zankora. Zankorka? It's amazing to see that you're fulfilling your passions. This is all just so positive. Like, even the trolls are cool people here. And the admin. Thanks for PhotoLover14. We're the most mysterious thing in town. Today I had the pleasure to meet the person you all might know as PhotoLover14. Without their help, we wouldn't be able to solve the cryptid mystery. Once again, thank you so much. I wish you more happy hunts. I'll make sure that PhotoLover's hunt will end up in great success. Personally, of course. PhotoLover14, thank you. I hope you'll continue with your passion. You're a very knowledgeable person, and you take great pictures. This game is really special. Oh, look, it's Burek! Aw! There's you with the monster. Lovelies, a month has passed since we solved the cryptid mystery. And I wanted to share the progress Burek has made. He's gained a bunch of weight. He's not just skin and bones anymore, nor is he scared like he used to be. He's doing so well, and is so happy about his new forever home. And I am so happy that I have found a new amazing best friend. Many thanks to Zachorka, who recommended the vet who's taking care of our sweet boy. You both look amazing. It's so good that Burek found such a sweet person who loves him like you. Such sweethearts. No need to thank me. I'm happy I could be of any help. Burek has such luck that he found you. Fukusi, I'm so happy that Burek is doing good. It's noticeable that he's very content with finding a place to stay with you. Good to see that Burek's doing better. Seems like I gave Burek in good hands. I'm so very happy that you became such good friends. Burek's quite cute for a beast from Gosduri. What better place to end it, huh? This game, it's incredible. For a horror game, it is so dripping with positivity. I mean, how often do you get a happy ending this complete in a horror game, huh? And it is nevertheless scary. Well, out to go find more adventures. And is this a thank you from the developers themselves? You know what? This game is one of those where I think we should just let the credits roll. Much love to my mom and dad for their support, to my sister for my profile pic, and to my grandpa for Arzek's voice. This game is such a labor of love. Thanks to the team and you for playing the game. Regards to Bread the dog, Spock, and my 250 plus plants. I can sleep now. Victoria's design is the greatest achievement of my life. Best regards, H. Sorry for bad English. Regards to Muxu, family and friends. Nicholas Burek is peak design. Paroma made more models than me? Perhaps, but Adam did everything else, more than me. Unimplemented sound design is like falling asleep alone in the forest, unheard by anyone. That's literally me, voice acting, blah blah blah. It's going too fast. I'm just gonna let it go. We even have some friends of the Beast of Gazdery itself. What else is there to say, but this was really something beautiful and special. And if you like this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe for more creepy and comfy content. If you have any ideas for other videos you think I should do, the best place to suggest that will be at the Discord, which I will link in the description. If you want to try this game out for yourself, that link will also be in the description. If you want to support me on Patreon, that link will be in the description. And as always, I will see you in the next one.